And I thought I'd go and have a look at Jewish literature to see what they say about their origins. And here we see three quotes. And the first is in the 1925 Jewish Encyclopedia, which says that Esau, Edom, is modern Jewry. And of course this is contrary to what most people believe today, which is that the Jews are God's chosen people because they are the Israelites. But here the Jewish literature is saying that they are actually from the tribe of Edom, not the tribe of Israel. In the Jewish Almanac in 1980 it says, strictly speaking, it is incorrect to call an ancient Israelite a Jew or to call a contemporary Jew an Israelite or Hebrew. And that's because, truthfully speaking, they are not the Hebrews or Israelites, they are really the Edomites. And also we see here in the Encyclopedia Judaica that Edomite Jews began to call themselves Hebrews and Israelites in 1860.
Shalom, first and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders that rule well, which are the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, men that taught me the truth. And as always, peace and mercy to the hopeful elect in Yahushai, who these videos are for, all right? I'm the brother Yawanathan, back with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Lord willing, it's edifying. And this is going to be a spicy lesson, man, through the spirit, because, you know, the hot topic, that's what you see going on in mainstream media between the Ye interview, formerly known as Kanye West, Andrew Tate, you know, these Piers Morgan guys, and Tucker Carlson, you know, drink champs. You should be keeping, you know, you should be somewhat in tune about what's going on, because that's all influenced by the truth, you know, which comes out of the Hebrew Israelites, primarily out of the One West Hebrew Israelite camps, but even more specifically, Great Millstone, you know, the elder apostles on down of Great Millstone. That's where a lot of these guys are getting their information from. They're watching the videos. This whole world knows the truth, man, but see, the truth is so controversial that even when a little bit of it comes out, you see what's going on right now. But see, we're not filtered. We're not. Yahweh Shem Yahushai set us up, the prophets, his servants, the prophets, the men of the Lord, the men of the nation of Israel. He set us up to teach the 100% truth. You know, we're not going to mix in a little bit of lies with the truth, or, you know, tell you partial of the truth and not the, you know, no. As Apostle Paul said in the book of Acts, you know, we don't shun to declare unto you the entire counsel of the Heavenly Father, roughly paraphrasing. We're going to tell you everything. And we understand that because of that, we're going to be persecuted. We understand that the United Nations have declared war against us in a form of war against hate speech. But how could the truth be considered hate speech if everything that we bring out, such as the video that I put, you know, in the post-production of this lesson in the beginning, we getting all this information from Esau, from the so-called white man himself about his own people. We use a lot of information that we get, like such as the book, The 13th Tribe, Who is Esau Edom, you know, the Native American Indian by John Adair. We got all these books and information that comes from the so-called white man. So how can you take the video down on YouTube of us bringing out this information, or how can you label this as hate speech, or not this buzzword, you know, not the anti-word? You know what I'm saying? We can't even say the word, because just saying that word alone to get your video taken down. Or the hoax, you know, the hoax. I don't even want to say the words, man, because I actually want this video to stay up if it be the Lord's will. I want this video to stay up, but we're not even in control of that. They make new policies on YouTube all the time. They'll update their policy tomorrow and take a video down that I did 2 years ago under this new policy that they just created. So, hey, man, it's all according to the will of the Lord, but I could feel it. This is going to be a spicy lesson, man, because we're going to go into it. When you deal with that term, right, that they'll use and throw around and slap on people who's speaking up against the lies and the deceit that's been pushed for the last 100, 200 years, really longer than that. But as far as touching this topic that term goes back to a biblical term or a Hebrew word Shem. So when they saying anti such and such, they really just saying anti-Shem or Shemite. Now a Shemite would be anybody that descends from Shem, the third son of Noah, one of the three sons of Noah. You got to go back to Genesis, the 10th chapter, around the 20th to the 30th verse in that category or in that section to deal with that topic. All right, you got a lot of nations on this planet Earth today, including, yes, the so-called white men, the ones that's calling themselves the Jewish people, the hook-nosed small hats. They come from the line of Edom or Esau. He's come from the line of Shem, because like it tells you in Romans 9, the Most High made out of one lump. He made two different vessels. Genesis, the 25th chapter, Jacob and Esau were twin brothers, not identical twins, but fraternal twins. And out of that, you get the nation of Edom from Esau, and you get the nation of Israel from Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Both of those nations are Shemites. All right. And who are we? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are Shemites from the line of Israel. All right. We are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Now, these people, they don't even call themselves Israelites or Israel. They call themselves Jewish. All right. Jews. You may hear once in a while them say Levi. They can't even get that right. But they don't claim that they're the Israelites. You don't really hear them saying that we're Hebrew Israelites. But that's what the Bible calls God's chosen people, Hebrew Israelites. It's not just Jews. That's one thing. There's so many ways, man. I don't really want to be sitting here ranting throughout this lesson. I really just want to hit the points and get the lesson over with through the Spirit. Lord wanting to be edifying. But there's so much to talk about out of this topic, man. Because you can't be an anti-Shemite if you're a Shemite. And when you furthermore go into the history of where that term even came from out of the Britannica, all right, www.britannica.com, and you deal with that term, I'm going to put all this up on the screen because I'm not reading this verbatim. I already know if I read what it says, even though it's up on the internet, I'll get my video taken down. So I'm going to try to cloak it the best way that I can, but I'm going to post it up so you can read along. It says the term was coined in 1879 by the German agitator Wilhelm Marr to designate the anti-Jewish campaigns underway in Central Europe at that time. Nazi anti-such and such, which culminated in the event, the false event, the hoax event, had a racist dimension in that it targeted Jews because of their supposed biological characteristics. And the reason why I'm calling that a hoax is because it is a hoax. That never happened. There is glimpses of it that happened. All right, I'm not going to say like the whole thing was just made up, but as far as them using that event to try to put the stamp of calling themselves Jewish or Jews upon themselves and, staple that throughout the world, that's bullshit. All right, that's bullshit. That was not none of the curses that, that wasn't a curse of Deuteronomy 28 that fell upon them. They don't fit the curse of Deuteronomy 28. And as it's coming out more and more, which we brought it out originally, the elder apostles of Great Millstone, going back all the way to Abba Bivens as well. You can't forget about Elijah the prophet, who first, pretty much labored, and we entered into their labors. The prophecy of Malachi 4 and 5. It tells you about that. The Lord will send Elijah the prophet. Can't forget about that. But going all the way back then, we've been saying that these people rule the world because that's what the scriptures say. Let's get some precepts. This is Job 9 and 24. So everything this guy Ye is saying about how they control the media and the Hollywood, that's not a lie. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's the truth. All you got to do is look it up, man. There's no conspiracy theory behind that. There's no hate speech behind that. Is it the truth or is it not the truth? Do they not own everything? Do they not control the central banks or the Rothschilds who control the central bank out of Europe? The international banking families, are they not of the tribe of Amalek? Do they not go back to the nation of Edom? And are they not the wicked that the Bible speaks of? It speaks for itself. The proof is in the pudding. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Malachi 1 and 4 tells you exactly who the wicked that the Bible speaks of is. That wicked is talking about the so-called white man, the Edomites. All right, there's enough history to tell us, and just looking at it in a prophetic way, even without the history, if you just look at prophecy alone, it proves that they are the Edomites. The Rothschilds are Edomites. The Rockefellers are Edomites. And more specifically, they're of the tribe of Amalek. All right, Psalms the 83rd chapter explains to you how these nations, including Edom and Amalek, and as well as Moab and the other heathen nations, Ishmael, you know, the so-called Arabs, they have a plot, you know, against the real children of Israel, which are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So anytime you try to speak up and say, well, I'm a Jew, you're not a Jew, you can't even say that. They're going to say, nope, that's anti-Shemitism. You can't even say it. But just the truth. Is this the truth? How could I be an anti-Shemite if I am a Shemite? You know, we're not Hamites. Even their own scholars put that in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary under the definition of Ham. It says the progenitor of the dark nations, not the Negroes. Because the word Negroes, that goes back to the Latin word negro, which means black. But really, there's a glimpse of history in where they really were saying Hebos. All right. And Hebos would take you back to the word Hebrews, because we're Hebrew Israelites. And yeah, the Edomites are Hebrew Edomites. See, we don't have no problem telling the truth. We don't have no problem letting you know, yeah, they're Hebrews, because that's the language that we spoke. They're not the Israelites, though. We're not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you we're both Jew like Ye did. We're not going to sit here and do that. Yeah, we're Jewish too, or we're Jews too. No, they're not Jews at all. Of course, you got remnants of Israel scattered, because that's part of the curses. You have Israelites amongst these hook-nosed small hats, but those are Israelites amongst them. We're talking about the whole movement of them setting up the state of Israel in 1948 through the Balfour Declaration. We're talking about how they asserted themselves through converting into Judaism to now calling themselves Jews. They took our identity. That's in the scriptures, man. Let's just read the verse that I'm in. I'm jumping around, but Lord willing, I'm gonna get to the points and back them up with the precepts, because all of our understanding come from the precepts of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is in this holy Bible. We're not making none of this up, man. This is all biblical. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. I just did a lesson on how the God of Israel controls the world, controls everybody. There's no free will. He rules in the kingdom of men. So who would say he's given into the hand? Hebrew word yad for hand means power. Is given the earth, the power of the earth was given to the wicked. Who gave it to them? The Most High, who you call ignorantly God, and Jesus Christ. Their names are Yahweh and Yahushua, the God of Israel. That's the one that gave it to the so-called white man, the wicked. To do what with it? Isaiah 10:1, unrighteous decrees, wicked laws that they pass. Proverbs 29:2, the people are mourning. Revelation 6:4, the red horse that took peace from the earth. That's all talking about Esau. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where and who is he? And that's exactly what he did. First Maccabees 3:48, it tells you how they opened up the book of the law, and where we had our images painted as the real Hebrew Israelites, as the real Jews, so to speak, God's chosen people, they repainted the images after their likeness. It's called iconoclasm. It's called Renaissance art, which is also where you get this whole modern jewelry from. This modern jewelry, where it tells you in the Jewish encyclopedia that modern jewelry goes back to Esau, Edom. All right, they asserted themselves as these people. They're not the people. Let me get that in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9. Well, actually, I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. So this is talking about the end, because when you go up to the top, it tells you, the Apostle Paul is writing this letter to the Israelites in Thessalonica, the church in Thessalonica. And he's pretty much exhorting them that there's still a whole lot of prophecies and events that got to take place before Yahushua comes back. The day of Yahushua, the day of the Lord. And one of those things that must happen is this wicked or that wicked. And by the way, when you read this, is a capital W. Why is it a capital W for wicked? Why is it a capital W? Because it's talking about the wicked, that wicked, Esau, Edom. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. What's the spirit of the Lord's mouth? The prophets. Luke 1:70. Hebrews 1:1. It tells you the Lord speaks by the mouth of the prophets. The Lord will do nothing but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. So the Lord gave us a secret that you're not the true people. You're not the true people. You're not Israelites, man. You so-called, you small hats, man. You're not the people. The Lord, he showed us that. He revealed it. He exposed you. He made Esau bare. Jeremiah 49:10. He made you bare that you can't hide. You could keep trying to keep this lie up, but it's already, the cat's already out the bag. It's not going back in the bag. People know. The world knows. Now, the thing is, a lot of these Israelites like Noah, whatever the hell his name is, Nori, he's scared of Amalek, man. P. Diddy, Charlemagne the faggot. They scared of Esau, man. They scared of losing their platform. This dude went as far to call Ye a Nazi. So they bringing back that old spirit of, oh, the Holocaust. You know, look at what we had to suffer because of the anti-Shemitism. You know, they bringing back that spirit, which means what? They getting ready to do the same thing they did back then. They had something back then called the Holocaust deniers. They made laws based around that. If you denied that event happened, or if you spoke, and Brother Yashalam put in the chat, I think it was yesterday. Let me pull it up real quick. I have the photo here. He put in the chat that this is from News Target. All right. It says, end of free speech in America. Posting your opinion or hypothesis about any major event, 9/11, the Holocaust, anything, any major event can end up costing you hundreds of millions of dollars in punishment. And we don't have hundreds of millions of dollars. So what are we going to do? More than likely, they're going to arrest us, man. More than likely, if they are, you know, ending up trying to get their hand on us for speaking about these things, you know, concerning how they're not the real Jews and really just the truth, which they've been labeling as hate speech. You know, they're getting ready to persecute us, man. They're getting ready to come down upon us. It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And the brightness of the Lord's coming is when he physically appears in the so-called UFOs, the chariots of the Lord, chariots of Israel. He's going to destroy them. These people are going to be destroyed. Guess what? That whole Holocaust thing, there's going to be a real Holocaust. It's not going to be a hoax. There's going to be a real genocide upon the nation of Edom. All right? You made that whole thing up. You know, you exaggerate the numbers, 6 million Jews. There was not even 6 million people documented living in that part of the world at that time. There's so many faults with that thing, man. When you look it up, there's so many videos out there. There's so much information, newspapers. They fucking announced it before it even happened. They had put it in newspapers weeks before it even happened. I mean, we already know these devils are sloppy, man. They're deceivers. And the Lord is working with them on the left-hand side. They've got Satan with them. But when you can't deceive the elect, man, you can't deceive the righteous. And even regular people in the world could see that, man. You're completely exposed. It says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And who's coming after the power of the working of Satan? I mean, who's coming after, right, the working of Satan, the so-called white man? He is Satan. The word Satan in Hebrew is shaitan, which means adversary. And this man is clearly the adversary. You know, the brother Quadar shared something with me. It was a quote that said, if you want to know who's ruling over you or who controls things or something like that, you want to know who's in power, the one that you can't criticize, something to that effect. And it's a picture of a nasty ass rat, hook-nosed small hat, you know, and basically, yeah, you can't say nothing about these people, man. But guess what? The Lord, he set us up with a hedge to do this thing, man. Like we just read, then shall that wicked be revealed. How is the Lord doing that? He's doing that through his servants, the prophets. Let me get Obadiah real quick. So there is going to be a actual genocide upon you people, man. Upon you Amalekites, you Edomites. Matter of fact, let me get that first. Because, hey, there's history on you devils, man. We got the history. We got the text, man. We got the records. We already know your end. We already know what the Lord have, you know, uttered upon you. You know what I'm saying? Through the mouth of the prophets. We already know. You can't hide, man. Exodus 17 and 14, and the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, the scriptures, the things that were written aforetime for our learning, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. That was Moses' basically underman, the one that led the children of Israel, that next generation, into the land of Israel. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. That's your real Holocaust right there, man. That's your real event that you so-called, scriptures say if you dig a ditch, you're going to fall into the ditch which you made. All these lies that you've been perpetrating through the earth, some of those lies is actually going to become true. You want to be the victim so bad, you will be the victim. You are going to be the victim in the kingdom of heaven. All right, you are going to be the victim even towards the end of your kingdom right now. You're going to be victimized, man. You're going to be abused and abused. We're going to put super hell on you people, man. For all of the shit that you've been doing, for all the lies and the blasphemies that you spewed, all the confusion that you created in the Lord's planet Earth, in this planet Earth. All right, it says, Exodus 17:16, for he said, because the Lord have sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So you was never going to get away, you damn devils. You was never going to get away. You was never going to fucking hide yourself. And how is the Lord waging war against you in these latter days at this present time? Through the mouth of the prophets. He shall consume you with the spirit of his mouth. He's waging war against you through us. This is a war. We are in a spiritual war. We are at war with you devils, man. We're not hiding that. We're not hiding that. Now, if you want to put us under the category of sedition, whatever, do whatever you got to do, man. The Lord is going to take care of you. All right, when you put your hands on the prophets, when you touch the Lord anointed, the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to destroy you, man. You're not going to get away with that. You've already done too much. You already went far enough, man. He that will now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. The Lord is allowing you to do all these things because it's building up your judgment. All right, remember, in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, it says Edom is a scene of great future judgment, the only neighbor of the Israelites who is not promised any form of mercy from the Most High. That's you Amalekites, man. We know it. You can't lie to us, man. You're not Japheth. You got these idiots out here saying Esau is the Arabs and the white man is Japheth. That's why they call themselves, what they call themselves? Those specific sect of rats. It's a name that goes back to one of the sons of Japheth. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm digging in my mental Rolodex real quick. It's man. Shit. Let me just put the word Japheth real quick and see if it pops up in the scriptures. Oh man, it should be here somewhere. Ashkenaz, right? They call themselves Ashkenazi Jews. So they're Japheth. No, they don't come from the line of Japheth, man. They don't come. There's no prophecy of Japheth ruling the world, man. These people clearly rule the world. All right. Let me see what else I had here. That thing that's pretty much covers it. I just wanted to bring out a couple of precepts that shows you, that these people are ruling. They're definitely the wicked. And, the Lord put in our mouth to say these things because he's exposing them. You know what I'm saying? These guys, Ye and Andrew Tate, they not set up for that. They wasn't set up to do this. They're only going to give you little bits of the cracker. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give you the whole cake or the whole bread loaf. That's why the Lord set us up, man. We have the 100% truth and we're not ashamed of it. And we know what's to come, man. We know we're going to get persecuted for it. This is Revelation 12:12. I'll end it off here. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So we on their ass. They know it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Yahweh Shai is on their ass, man. We're nobody. Yahweh Shemel Shai raised us up to show this devil to his face that his time is up. We're telling you, your time is up. You have but a short time. You might as well hurry up and do what you got to do, man, because it's going to fail anyways. It's not like you taking your time and you trying to find this angle or whatever the hell you trying to do in darkness, like the Lord is not seeing you. And like if you're going to change, the deal of the prophecies, you're not going to change nothing. You're the devil. You've always been the devil. You'll always be the devil. And matter of fact, I forgot. I said I was going to read this too. Let's go to Obadiah. I'm going to start at verse Verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai by the prophets, man. Because guess what? Even this little information, it's not little, it's a lot of information. And it's very heavy, important information. But the things that the scholars be bringing out, like the clip that I played in the beginning, even stuff like that, if the prophets had no use of it, it would be in vain. You know, people would just be bringing it out. But it's because the men of the Lord are using these things to bring it out. Because we've been saying these things before these guys found these books and this information and things like that. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the pure Holy Spirit, revealed this to the men of the Lord. You know, revealed this to the prophets, our elders, you know, our ancestors. It wasn't because of a book that Esau wrote that we figured this out. It's the Lord that did it. So it says, when you jump down, verse 8, it says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? Who are the wise men today? You could say the Temanites, which are the so-called Germans. They were pretty much a top tribe of Edom when you go back through the history. But guess what? The international bankers, the Rothschilds, guess where they come from? They came out of Germany. That's why I said the Holocaust, man. That was a major event that they used along with the Balfour Declaration around that same period of time, around the time of World War II. When you go into the history in detail, all right, you'll find out that that event was really all staged so they can get their foothold in where they at right now. You know, that was just a plot and a scheme by the wicked. That's all that was, man. All right, but the Lord said even the wisest men, even the top elites are going to be destroyed, and understanding out of the mount of Esau. Because what are you going to do? What are y'all going to do about this, man? Okay, you're going to threaten Nori, you're going to threaten Ye, you know, you're going to have these guys go up there and apologize, Nick Cannon. But what you going to do about us, though? Because we still here. So what you going to do about us? What you going to do about the rapid fire amount of work and these videos and this information that's coming out about you, man? What are you going to do? You can't keep taking our video downs forever. What are you going to do? We're just going to make another channel. What are you going to do? You're going to take the video down. We're just going to cloak it. We're going to do another one and cloak it with some more words, with some words, some stammering lips, so to speak. You know, what are you going to do? You can't do anything because it's the Lord that's doing this to you. You thinking as a carnal man, you think we just men and you just going to come and roll on us and put us to death, and then that'll be the end of your worries. You fucking with Yahweh Shem Yahushai here, man. You're not fucking with men. We're not regular men. I mean, you could say we're ordinary men with extraordinary knowledge, as Elder Apostle Gabar says. But remember, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, then will the Most High lift up, the Spirit of the Most High will lift up a standard against him. That's all we waiting for. Come, do what you got to do, man. So the rest of these prophecies could be fulfilled. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. There is your Holocaust right there, the real one. The real one. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. So here it is, around the end of the 19th century, from the late 1800s to the early 1900s to the mid 1900s, you had this whole hoax thing going around, right? You had all this misinformation. You're the king of misinformation. You're the king of deceit, the forger of lies, according to the book of Job. You had all of that going around the same time when we was getting our ass whooped. While you was over here whooping our ass, you was taking our nationality and claiming it for yourself and having the world pay attention to you and your bullshit that you was creating. But meanwhile, we was suffering real things over here, real violence at the hand of the violent man himself, the man of the sword, Esau. So because of that, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Yeah, this is the real Holocaust, man. I'm going to keep saying that. This is the real deal right here, man. We're going to fuck you up. We're going to do it. I'm going to read down to 18. We're going to do it. The Lord's going to, he says he's going to put his wrath and his fury within us, the children of Israel, to get vengeance on you Edomites for what you did to us. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. So the 12 tribes are going to reunite, all right, and we're going to flame on you devils, man. We're going to turn you into powder. We're going to have a big bonfire with you Edomites in it, man. We're not going to be roasting no damn pork marshmallows and chocolate s'mores. We're going to be roasting Edomites. All right, till you burnt to a crisp, till you don't exist no more, according to the prophecy, and they shall kindle in them. So we're going to really mess you up, man, and devour them. We're going to have spiritual power. We're going to do that with spiritual power. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord have spoken it. So that's it. Close the book. The Lord have spoken it. The Lord is not a man, he should lie. His word doesn't go out void. Right? By two impossible things, that the Lord cannot change. I forgot exactly how it says in Romans. There's no variableness with the Most High. He doesn't change. He don't change his mind after he said he's going to do something. So at the end of the day, when all is said and done, when America's destroyed, Babylon the Great, when we get you international bankers in slavery, Psalm 148 or 149, excuse me, where it speaks about putting the kings and the nobles in fetters of iron, the kings of Edom, the kings of this world. Them after that 1,000 years of captivity that you must serve for what you did to us, we're gonna burn all you up, every one of the house of Esau. It said there shall be none remaining. That means your entire lineage is going to be cut off. And that is so many other precepts. Job 18 goes into that. Isaiah 14, that we're going to cut you off, that you may never rise or possess the land. How in Amos, the 9th chapter, it tells you that Judah, they of the south, shall possess Edom. Talking about the land of Edom, because after we destroy you, what are we going to do with your land? It ain't just going to be empty. We're going to possess it. We're going to be in your land, just like you in our land right now. See, you think you fucking devils, man. You really think you got away with something, man. Everything you thought you was doing to us, everything you thought you was doing is going to happen upon you. All the lies you try to perpetrate is going to become truth, but against you, not for you. Ain't going to work for you. All right? You claiming yourself to be these people and all that, it's going to backfire right in your face, man. It's going to backfire right in your face. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do against it. So with that, I'm going to say, Call Allahum La Yahaba Shim Awashai Bashim Rakakwadash. Hope and pray this lesson was edifying through the Holy Spirit. And I'll see you in the next one, Lord willing. Shalom.